So if you have any requests or any questions to previous sessions, by all means, pop them in the chat. I have to make you aware that the chat is going to co-hosts and hosts, not to everybody. And all of us are eager to answer your questions. So some people, while I'm doing the session, will be available and answer your questions. And otherwise, we have a Q&A at the very end. So we'll have a little bit of an introduction to our topic of today, followed by a short meditation. And at the end, I've got my violin prepared and I'm happy to play for you while you meditate. So that's the plan. So please stay with us for a good half hour. Well, I always go a little bit over, maybe 45 minutes. And I'm looking forward to hearing how you felt and if you felt something. I'm aware some people are raising their hand. Please wait for the end for the Q&A. We do our session as planned. And at the end, we have enough time for all your questions. All right? Good. So let me share my screen again. So here we go, the basics of meditation. Maybe some of you might have already searched for meditation. Some of you might have already tried several things or read books about it. The basics of meditation is basically, I think we all agree, to go into a peaceful state, into thoughtless awareness. But this cannot be forced. Meditation and stopping thoughts is not something we can force. Yet with this meditation that is called Sahaja Yoga, Sahaja means it's born within, it's something you have. It's not something outside, it's something you already carry within yourself. And yoga means union, means connection. The union that takes place to connect us to the all-pervading power, we could say, or we can say the collective conscious, or also ourselves, to our own true self, which is what we refer to as the spirit in our heart. And this connection is something we don't just want to philosophize about or think about, but we actually want to feel. And the feeling, which we will hopefully feel today in this very short time, will come as a cool breeze on our hands. And some of you who may have done this session before may have felt this cool breeze, a cool breeze blowing on your hands. This meditation has been founded by Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. She started it in 1970. And I was lucky enough to meet Sri Mataji and be there in big programs where she has raised this energy called the Kundalini energy. She has raised it en masse, we say, a lot of people at the same time. And she has given us this self-realization experience, which again is this raising of this Kundalini, the awakening of this energy, a motherly loving energy in us, and the experience of thoughtless awareness, the experience of union, of connection, and of peace. And all these things like peace and balance and better health, these are side effects of this awakening, of this very great happening, actually. It's a little bit like it happens first and then you realize what you have. That's sort of the way it goes. If I could ask okay, here we go, spotlighted. There you go. All right, so Sri Mataji has traveled the world and spread the knowledge of Sahaja Yoga meditation and our subtle centers. You can see that our body has 7 chakras. Chakras means subtle energy centers, and all of these chakras are along the spine, but also left and right, and they have different meaning. They have different meaning when it comes to our health, our organs, our emotions, anything at all, you pick. So for example, let's take a random example. Stress, anger is connected to the 3rd energy center here very closely to where the liver is. So if my liver is hot, out of balance, I might feel angry or reactive. And sometimes I feel I can't control this, right? Very much is probably what we think we want to control. But there's nothing for us actually at this point that we have to control. Control always feels like it's coming from outside, but it will happen spontaneously from inside, right? So it will happen by itself. Your anger will dissolve. Your guilt, which may be related to the 5th energy center, your guilt will just subside and not be there anymore. You won't feel guilty for each and everything you do. forgiveness on this center, right? So our energy centers are connected to qualities and they can get blocked. And if it goes too far, we may have physical side effects. Today's topic is how to be discerning, discretion. And discretion is actually, funny enough, in a center which is between those 7 chakras. You could say an 8th chakra here. Chakra means energy center, which is here between the 5th and the 6th energy center, right here at the root of our nose. And it's an interesting one because it's very physical as well. I can look after this center by putting ghee up my nose. I know this sounds maybe a little funny for people who've heard this for the first time, but anything that lubricates, olive oil in the ears is really beneficial. And oil in the hair helps us grow our hair better. But even here, the ghee up the nose, ghee is like fat from the butter, right, originally. So if I put this butter ghee up the nose, warm, it will lubricate. And not only will I be stronger against incoming colds and germs, because they can't really settle when the inside of my nose has been covered, but also it helps me to become more discriminate and improve my discrimination power. Think of it that way. Suddenly you may do the right decision in the spur of the moment, right? It's not something I have to think about. It comes from inside. It comes from experience, obviously, it links to our experience in our life to know what to do, but it will be more, let's say, enlightened. It will be more driven from our own gut feeling. We say gut feeling, but actually I would say more from here. And it will give us an unbiased discretion. It's not directed from the ego or the superego. It'll become connected to what we hope is the truth in us that just comes out bubbling. And it will also, the more we feel it and the more we act on it, it will give us a good amount of strength to stand up for what we actually feel. Because the more we act upon the sensation of this discrimination, we realize that was a good decision, then we become obviously more self-confident about it. Discretion, you may all know, it's discern right from wrong and good from bad. I think we all agree on that. We all know this. And again, knowing without a debate or discussion, we want to get away from thoughts. We want to be in a thoughtless awareness. We want to have these emotions, these discretion, these feelings from inside. So this is linked to our wisdom, not to our biases. Now we'll have a little meditation. And for this, again, the great thing is you don't have to do anything. All we want to do is to bring our attention inside. Let's sit on the floor. If you sit on a chair, equally fine. If you sit on a chair, just have your feet parallel on the ground. If you sit on the floor, you can cross your legs just like I do and keep your palms open on your hands. This is for us to be ready to feel, for us to receive this goodness, what we call the vibrations, which are going to be like a cool breeze on our hand. So we will have the left hand open. We will have the right hand on different parts of our body. So you can follow me. I'll also show some images. You can see on the image where we hold our right hand. So the right hand is the hand of action and the left hand is the hand of desire. So the left stays open for now. And the right hand will follow along this path that this Kundalini will take to bring us into thoughtless awareness. So let us start by putting the right hand on the heart. Let us remove our glasses, if you have any. Lucky if you don't. Let's remove the glasses, close our eyes, steady our breathing. Just bring the attention to the heart level. Our heart is where our spirit resides. And it's also connected to the element air. So you can really breathe into our heart chakra. So breathe in and bring all the goodness. And when you breathe out, Breathe out all your worries, all your insecurities, anything that gives you fear. Because this is the seat of the heart, and it has these qualities of overcoming fear and insecurities. So let's breathe in. You can hold a little bit, because in that little gap between breathing in and out, it's the easiest to go thoughtless. And then breathe out. Again, wait a little bit. Breathe in. Hold it. Don't think. And breathe out. Let's do it one last time. Breathe in deep into your heart. Hold the breath. And breathe out. We're not going to think too much about our breathing, because we want to just focus, not focus. We want to place our attention very gently on each of these energy centers. So we don't want to get distracted, thinking too much about breathing. And you'll notice the breathing will automatically slow down a little bit and calm down. So let's start with the first affirmation. We address this motherly energy, Kundalini. She knows everything about us, and she knows exactly on which energy to work, on which chakra to work. But we can still, with our attention, guide her to the center which we feel needs help. Right now at the heart level, we can say a very simple affirmation. We can say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now really say it from the heart. I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm not these thoughts. I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Let's say this with all the love and all the compassion for ourselves. We can also say, let me be connected to my true self, which is the spirit. Let me be connected to my true self. Fill my heart with love, compassion, and joy. So this joy will come from inside. If thoughts are coming, to say not now, and bring your attention back to this chakra. Let's place our right hand on the higher part of our abdomen, just left of the navel. Now this is the center of our true mastership. We want to become our own master. So we can say, Mother, I am my own master. This is really important. It's so important that we are not depending on anyone. Nobody should have power over us. We should have full power over our body, over our mind, our emotions, all our subtle system. So, Mother, I am my own master. I will learn everything about my subtle system and learn to correct it. At the same time, this is also the center of feeling satisfied. So we can say, please help me feel satisfied and content. Any sign of restlessness, when I can notice my eyes go all over the place and watch everything that comes in my view. I'm not steady with my eyes, I'm not steady with my attention. It's very much related to this energy center. And to balance it, all we have to do is just to say, Mother, please make me satisfied. Give me this inner balance. Maybe you may already feel a little bit of a cool breeze flowing on your left hand. Don't think of anything. Let's place our right hand a little lower, where the leg meets the body. And this is the seat of the absolute truth, of the pure knowledge that we actually have in us. And we can awaken it. We can connect to it. Also, obviously, connects to our discretion and our decision making. So here we can just say, Mother, please connect me to this absolute truth. Don't think. Just place your attention lovingly on this energy center. You can also say, Mother, let me connect to the pure knowledge in me. Let me connect to this pure knowledge. Let's place our hand back on our heart. As I said, especially on the center heart of this chakra, we could sometimes be bothered with anxieties, insecurities, and fear. So to remove this, we can always, even any time in the day, place our hand or even just our attention on this heart center. And we can say, Mother, please remove all fears, insecurities, and anxieties in me. Make me fearless and strong from inside. So if you're here for the very first time, this power, this energy, Kundalini, is working for the very first time in your life on all these centers. You may feel some tingling, you may feel some breeze, a warm breeze, a cool breeze. Just be alert and keep your attention on the center. You'll have a great experience. Let's place the right hand now in the corner between the shoulder and the neck, and turn the head slightly to the right. Now this center gets blocked if we feel guilty, specifically on the left-hand side. And in our culture, we feel very guilty all the time for totally unnecessary things. So let's lay off this burden of guilt. And let's not forget that our thoughts are coming either from the past or from the future. But the past is over and we want to detach from the past. So with that also detach from anything that happened, any mistakes we've done. So let's not feel guilty anymore. Enough. Let's just say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. And say it from the heart with full confidence. I am not guilty. Guilt is a myth. It's self-destructive. It just blocks my ascent. Mother, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Please give me the power of sweetness as well. This is usually more for the right throat chakra, but this is the center of speech. And it's often our speech, maybe our sarcasm, or whatever sharp tongue we may have that gets us into this guilt. So we cleanse the center. And as a result, we'll talk more sweetly, less sarcastic. We won't express any dominance or control through our language anymore, or aggression. It's diplomacy, which is very closely connected to the center. So let's bring our right hand now on our forehead. Now this center is very tight, and sometimes I've noticed people feel pressure or a little bit of headache when the Kundalini starts rising because it's very narrow here. So the best way to open this center is just to say, Mother, I forgive everybody, also myself. Forgiveness is the quality of this center. And you don't actually have to do anything. You just let go. I forgive everybody, also myself. Let's remember, we're in the present moment. The past is behind us. It will not affect us anymore. The future doesn't exist. Right in this moment, there's nothing to think about. There's nothing to worry about. There's no grudge to be held. So let's just let go and forgive. I forgive everybody. As we said before, our thoughts are coming either from the past or the future, which also means from the ego or the superego. So let's squeeze our head just ever so strong from the side and push these balloons of ego and superego so that they should go. I am not this ego or these conditionings. Superego is connected to conditionings. I'm not this ego and superego. And then let's open our palm wide so the fingers are stretched. And with this nicely open palm, we push on top of our head. And this is the last center for the Kundalini to cross, to penetrate, to open. So we can give it slow circles. clockwise circles if you were to look from the top. And each and every time we turn, we say, Mother, please give me my self-realization, or please establish my self-realization, which is this union, this yoga. I want to really feel it. Now, it's really important in Sahaja Yoga that you have a desire. You have to really want it. You have to really wish for it. With your full heart, you wish for it, you ask for it, and you'll feel it. Somebody in a course said the word enlightenment. It's the same thing. Mother, please let me get or let me feel my enlightenment. And then slowly raise the hand and see if you feel a cool breeze come out of your head. See if you feel this cool breeze come out. Sometimes it's further away. You may have to stretch your hand all the way up. So if you feel cool, then these are strands of the Kundalini that are now pushing through the top of your head. Keep your attention all the while on top of your head now. It should stay up there. Now switch hands and try with the left hand. See if you feel a cool blow. It's blowing nicely today. Sometimes it's warmer on one hand than the other. And now we have our self-realization. We are in this union. We're in the thoughtless state. And I'll play some live music for you. I have to quickly set up, but I want you to stay in this state until I set up. And during my playing, I would like you to stay with your attention all the while over your head. Don't think. If thoughts are coming, just say no. Bring your attention again and again on top of your head. And you can bring your hands down to your lap. And if you want then you can close your eyes. Keep your eyes shut. Your attention on top of your head in silence. Let's try again. If we feel a cool breeze over our head, because the awakening of this Kundalini brings along the feeling of joy, and joy is nothing else than this cool breeze. So let's see if we can feel it. Let's raise our hand again over our head and ask ourselves, have my thoughts stopped? Maybe I didn't even notice. Has my breathing slowed down? Have my worries gone away, or at least minimized a little bit? Do I feel joyful? Try the other hand. Do I feel like there's a cool breeze surrounding me? Any time in the day, you can bring your attention on top of your head. This is going to be your refuge. This is going to be the connection to your true self. Bring it to your heart or bring it on top of your head and feel this connection, because now this has happened for the very first time in your life, unless you've already done a few programs. It's the very first time in your life you're feeling this connection, and you can use it. And with this connection come a lot of powers, and the first power is to give this to other people, this connection. And there are other powers. Feel like you're connected to this infinite power. So whatever you put into your own subtle system is not going to be a shift, but it's going to be a fulfillment. So I invite you all to put your questions, if you have any questions, into the chat. This is the end of the official part of the program. So if there's any Q&A, if there's any interest of questions, anything you felt, put it in. We respect your privacy. I won't say who is writing, so you don't have to be worried about that. Pop your questions in and I'll answer it the best I can. Otherwise, for those who need to hop off, thank you so much for coming. Do join our programs. They're happening now this week every night. 3 times a day. All the information is in the chat. So, end of the official part of the program. I'm here for all your questions, anything. Go ahead. Type away. No questions, you're blissfully happy, then you're more than welcome to hop off the call and have a great night. Did you feel cool? Did you feel warm? Any questions about cool and warm? Pop it in the chat. Seems everyone's blissfully happy. All right, I think most of us have been here a lot of times, so I wish you good night. Thanks for coming. See you again in the next session. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Hope you had a good meditation.